employed. But before discussing even more about this topic, let us first meet with the members of the group. I am Wan Afwa from Mechanical Engineering Department, second year first.
Hi, my name is Farhana Faizal and I'm in Chemical Engineering course.
I am Zulaika Zafran from Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department, second year first.
I am Aiman from Mechanical Engineering Department.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Aqla bin Fazli and I am from Mechanical Engineering Department.
For the content of this presentation, we will mainly discuss about our three research questions. The first one will be covered by Farhana, Zulaika will talk about the second one, and Muhammad Aiman will explain the last research question. And for the final part, Anas Aqla will do the conclusion. I will be covering the introduction part of this presentation. As we know, Malaysia strives to become a well-developed country by the year of 2025. However, crisis of being unemployed was never seemed to decrease. We hear a lot of graduates stressing about their jobs, being underpaid, and even was forced to work overtime. So, were these just rumors or is it actually the truth? Not to forget that since the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak, a lot of people lost their job and became jobless. We aim to assess the data of unemployment rate in Malaysia comparing to the previous years. We will also focus on what are the factors that may have affected the unemployment rate and also talk a bit about tips for graduates to secure a job placement after their graduation.
Hi, we will be discussing about our main objectives throughout this research by utilizing our research questions to elaborate more about it. I, Farhana, will specifically talk about our first research question. How has the employment rate improved in the past 5 years for Malaysian graduates? This is a graph regarding Malaysia's unemployment rate from 1999 to 2020. However, I will focus more about the past 5 years. As can be seen from the graph, unemployment rate did decrease from 2015 till 2019, but an increment could be seen from 2019 till this year. Based on this graph alone, employment rate has improved, but only for a few years before deteriorating at the last year. Next, a newspaper article was found and it supports the problem that more and more graduates are facing unemployment in Malaysia. According to the article, Malaysia has almost 59 universities in total, producing up to 51,000 graduates per year, but nearly 60% remain unemployed even 1 year after graduation. Even though saying that, numbers of graduates continue to escalate despite the graduating students are to be facing frustratingly long waiting periods of job opportunities amidst a sputtering economy. According to a survey made towards a sample size of 23 people, 100% of them agrees that Malaysian graduates are surely experiencing unemployment today. This matter becomes much more acute as the number of job seekers is higher than job vacancies. Not only that, observing from this bar chart, based upon the question how is the employment rate in the past 5 years for Malaysian graduates, is it increasing? Numbers from 1 up to 5 is used to rate from decrement to increment respectively. In accordance, majority of the respondents rated that employment rate has not been increasing. Solely based on all of this, to answer our first research question, yes, we are certain that employment rate has not improved from the past 5 years. Now I will pass it to the next person. Thank you.
Next, what are the factors affecting the unemployment rate in Malaysia today? Based on the pie chart, we can see that there are vast reasons on why an individual remains unemployed. The highest rate indicates that there are more than half of the total percentage of the majority respondents believe that the COVID-19 pandemic, the presence of foreigners, and lack of experience are all the factors that lead Malaysian graduates to be unemployed, followed by 21.7%, which agrees only on COVID-19 pandemic. This statement can be supported by Malay Mail. Higher Education Minister foresees 75,000 fresh graduates struggling to get jobs in COVID-19 era. Taking into account the impact of COVID-19, the ministry estimates that 25% or 75,000 potential graduates will have their employment opportunities disrupted 6 months after they graduated. Lastly, we can see that the presence of foreigners also affect the employment rate in Malaysia. An incredible 81.5% or 4 out of 5 jobs created in 2016 went to foreign workers, even as graduate unemployment saw a sharp increase from 2011. This is according to Bank Negara Malaysia, which has cautioned a low wage, a low production strategy is untenable in the longer term and risks putting the country behind its rivals.
Now, I would like to talk about how do the Malaysian graduate can secure their job placement in working industry. Nowadays, employers are recruiting candidates who are well-rounded and can demonstrate their talent in soft skills. For example, the ability to communicate well with others, show responsibility and integrity, as well as being able to work well in teams. Often, they do not look only at graduates' academic qualification, but they also want graduates who possess soft skills and great attitude. Both are crucial in almost any career that deals with businesses and human relations. Dr. Fiona Robson, Director of Education Enhancement and Employability at Newcastle University Business School, believes that the development of soft skills is essential in equipping students for the future of work and preparing them for their graduate careers. On top of that, we have made a survey about this topic on 23 respondents. The survey question is, what should Malaysian graduates do to increase their chance of getting job? According to this pie chart, 8.7%, which is equal to 2 respondents, chose that by improving communication skills and widen the connection can improve the chance of getting employed. Meanwhile, only 1 respondent, which is also the least percentage, vote for language proficiency. However, a majority of respondents, which make up of 72.3% from the total respondent, chose that all the options are needed to improve their chance of securing their job placement. This shows that by having multiple soft skills will give a high chance to Malaysian graduates to secure their job in working industry.
For the conclusion, it can be seen thoroughly in this research study that there is significant increase in rate of unemployment in the past 5 years for Malaysian graduates. There are some factors that more or less contribute to the occurrence of this issue. The country's economic status, presence of foreigners, high demand salary, and lack of experience and essential skills are some examples of the factors that impact the rate of employment in Malaysia. In this research, it's agreed that unemployment crisis among Malaysian graduates can be reduced. There are some ways that can be taken by Malaysian graduates to increase their chance of getting a job placement. For instance, Malaysian graduates have to improve their communication skills, widen their networking, have high language proficiency and high level of interpersonal skills. The impact of result based on the first research question is that if the trend of the rate of unemployment continue to increase, the poverty in Malaysia will increase. Other than that, the impact of second result based on second research question is that the factors can be identified and can be minimized to lean the curve. For the third research question, the impact of the result is that the quality of Malaysian graduates will be improved so that they can compete with foreigners and get better opportunity to secure a job placement. This study will enlighten the Malaysian graduates, especially the fresh graduates, on how to increase their chance to get a job placement. This study also will be informative to the government as they can identify some factors that already be discussed in this report and take some practical actions to overcome it. These effective measures are so important as low rate of employment is strongly related to poverty. To overcome poverty, increasing the rate of employment is one of the crucial steps to be done. Hence, Malaysia's government must work together with Malaysian community to overcome poverty in hope goal for SDG 1 can be achieved. That's all from me. Thank you.